Next, we're going to talk about heart failure, and this next collection of coding clinics may get the award as the best coding clinic ever, and it works like this. It's entitled Heart Failure with Preserved Ejection Fraction or Heart Failure with Reduced Ejection Fraction, and this is one of those empowering coding clinics that we talked about before. It allows the coder to take some information in the record and without having to query, make a decision and assign a code. It starts out asking coding clinic to reconsider some previous advice, and you'll notice a theme where as we learn more about how to use 10, we and you as users become more sophisticated and have insight and questions to ask. It talks about the previous coding clinic saying that the coder cannot assume diastolic or systolic failure based on the abbreviations HF-PEF, preserved ejection fraction, or REF, reduced ejection fraction. And the question is it appropriate, the question asks again, is it appropriate to code diastolic or systolic heart failure in the presence of this documentation? And the answer is, we've got an input from the American College of Cardiology, and based on that, the coding clinic cooperating parties, the editorial board, has reconsidered the previous advice and is now telling us the following, that HF-PEF, heart failure with preserved systolic function, equates to diastolic heart failure, and the opposite, HF-REF, reduced, also meaning systolic heart failure, may now be reported as systolic heart failure. And this is a big change in our ability to make some decisions, and will cut down on a huge number of queries. We have further information that tells us, therefore, when the provider documents these two abbreviations or other similar terms noted above, the coder may interpret these as diastolic or systolic respectively and assign the appropriate ICD-10 CM codes. This is a huge step forward. And while that coding clinic is worded in a very specific way, I've given you some shorthand. You may want to just cut this out, hang it over your desk until you get this one under your belt. But this is really the translation that occurs. HF-PEF, HF-REF, diastolic and systolic, respectively. Okay, big improvement to our decision process given to us by the editorial board. I think kind of a big thank you for that one.